Hi everyone, welcome back, or welcome if you are new. Today we're back with another DIY video where I'm going to be making some potions, potion ingredients, and even some Floo Powder. So before we get started, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and become a part of my magical friends. Let's go ahead and get into the video. So I have a few items to brew up today. So we've got Phoenix Ashes, we've got unicorn blood, and I'm gonna be making a Floo Powder. And then maybe a couple bonus items because I have a couple extra jars and little things to experiment with. So we are gonna be making some potion-like items, ingredients, all of that. And yes, it is pretty dark out today. It has been raining a lot here in Florida. We have been expecting a tropical storm. Luckily, it's not going to be hitting this area, but it is pretty close by, so we are getting some effects from that tropical storm. But I still wanted to film a magical video for you guys, and we are just going to make do with that. And since I use the natural lighting, it is going to be a little bit dimmer in today's video. I hope you guys don't mind too much, but let's go ahead and get started with the supplies that you will need. So first thing you're going to be needing is your labels. So here are the potion labels that I got off of Etsy. And as I get into making the potions, I'll give you some more closer ups of them. But those are the labels that I did print off of Etsy. So that is awesome. I'll leave links to everything down in my description box below because I am obsessed with the labels you can get off of there because I am not creative enough on like Photoshop and that to make my own labels. I wish I was. But I'm so happy there's people out there on Etsy that make some labels so I can make my own potions at home. But the next item you'll need, kinetic sand, some glass jars to put your potions in, black glitter, clear Elmer's glue. This is optional, but it's a cute little unicorn charm, silver acrylic paint, Mod Podge, a funnel, these foam sponge brushes, a black Sharpie, a pair of scissors. Then I have like this little wooden stick and plastic solo cup for some mixing and things like that. And I think that's everything. If I'm missing anything, I'll show you throughout the video. So let's go on to supply number one. We're gonna be making the Phoenix Ashes. So the first thing you're going to need is your label. Here is my Phoenix Ashes label. They come in all these sizes, which is really helpful for what you want to print them out on. And I love the design of this one. So this one was sold on Etsy by itself for less than $2. It was like $1 something. So if you want to make one, definitely go ahead and print this one out because this is so awesome that it's so affordable on Etsy. But I'm going to be putting mine on this tiny little jar. So I'm going to be using the smallest option here. So you can see that one's going to fit perfectly. So let's go ahead and cut this one out. Okay, so here is the label completely cut out. So yes, you'll see some white on the edges, but that's what the Sharpie is for. So I'm going to go ahead and trace the Sharpie around the edges to kind of darken that up and make the finish look a little bit better. All right, so all you will do is kind of add to the edge here, and you will just color it in on the sides. All right, so here it is with all the edges colored in. So I think that makes it look so much better. So that's the label. Let's go ahead and add it to the bottle. Okay, so we have our label here. We're gonna need our Mod Podge, and then we're gonna need something to apply it with. So I have these sponges. I actually got these ones out of the dollar section at Target. So sometimes they have really good finds, so always check that little area out. All right, so I'm just gonna take this Mod Podge and add it to the back of this label. And then you're just gonna need to find the best placement. So right down in the middle, I'm gonna add the label to the jar. And it's completely okay if it looks a little bit messy because it dries clear, which is nice. So here is my placement. And then I'm gonna add another coat of the Mod Podge on top, and it kind of seals it in. All right, so you can apply it as messy as you want, as you can see here, and it will dry clear. So I'll show you what that looks like once it dries up. And I do kind of wipe up the edges a little bit because even though it does dry clear, you will see that texture. So I will go back in and do that. All right, here it is pretty much dried up. Let's go ahead and now add our Phoenix Ashes, which is just some black glitter. So we have our funnel in too, so I can just pour that in super easy. I'm gonna try really hard not to make a mess. All right, so I'm filling it up to just about there so it has a little bit of a gap. So if I wanna move it around, You can see it. And now it is pouring outside. I'm sure you can probably hear some of that thunder. So I'm just gonna finish up with this bottle here, and then I'll wait a little bit and start filming the rest of it, so you might see a lighting change. So let me show you what this looks like. Now we've got the top on. This is so pretty. So we've got some Phoenix ashes in here, and it's just black glitter. It looks so cool. I love that. I'm gonna add some finishing touches to it too when I come back to the camera. That's just a simple little piece that we can add now to our Harry Potter bookshelves. All right, so I'm back. We did just finish up this Phoenix ashes. So we just have some of that glitter in here. I don't know if I should add more to it or not. I haven't added any super glue, but that's usually what I'll do once I finish one of these bottles, is I'll super glue the cork top to the bottle, so that way we don't risk making any messes or anything, because usually once it's finished, I'm not gonna be taking away from it or anything. And I also want to add some twine to this bottle, so let's go ahead and do that right now, and then we'll work on the next bottle. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this twine around the top, and then I'll just super glue it to it so that way it stays in place, but I'll just keep wrapping around until I'm happy with how it looks. So I'm gonna add the glue on the back side, so that way if it doesn't look the prettiest, nobody's gonna know. All right, so this is what the twine looks like added onto it. I think it just looks that much more magical once you add a little bit of finishing touches to your bottle. And one step further you can go, which I saw on the Etsy shop, was this is their version of the bottle. So they made some ties and added that little bit of string or twine around it. I think that looks so cool. I don't have the patience to tie all those knots, but that's something you could add if you wanted to. So that is the first one. It was super easy to do, and now you have some Phoenix ashes for your potion shelf. Next, we're going to be making some Floo powder. So I picked up this jar over at my local craft store. I have a Michael's near me, and they sold this, I believe it was only like $1.99 or so. I'll leave all the links down in my description box if I can find it online as well. But this jar is gonna be perfect for Floo powder, because when you want to use Floo powder, you want to be able to take off the top and be able to grab whatever you need, so that way you can throw it in your fireplace. So I thought this jar was perfect for that. Let's go ahead and take this sticker off the back, because that's not magical. That sticker is off. Let's check out the label I have. So this set of labels was also from another Etsy shop. This one right here says Floo powder. I love the design of these, and there's so many cool ones. So there's like ingredients to make Polyjuice potion, which is really cool, and I really liked these. So I believe these ones were $4 or $5 for this set. I believe it came with another sheet too, but I knew I only needed the Floo powder from this one, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut this one out. And also, if you have a machine that like can make stickers, that would be even better to make these. But since I just have a printer, I just use the Mod Podge and get it to stick on there with that. But that's just how I make it work. So there's other variations to do these as well. This is just what I find to be the easiest with what I have. All right, we have our label cut out. Here it is up close. Now we've got our Sharpie. So let's go ahead and outline these edges. And I know it's just a little subtle difference, but I think it's a nice little touch. All right, this is the label with the outlines. I don't know if you can even tell, but I can tell, and I think it looks better that way. I'm gonna put this label to the side. Let's go ahead and fill this up, and then we'll add it last. So if you were wondering what I got the kinetic sand for, this is what we're gonna be using for Floo powder. I saw this at my Michael's. They didn't have any sand, which is what I was going to buy. It was just like colored sand if they had it, but they didn't. But I'm like, oh, kinetic sand down like the children's aisle. Perfect. So I grabbed this, and of course they had green. You want it to be green. Here it is in the package. I love this stuff. Ugh. I haven't played with some kinetic sand in forever. Okay, so I'm putting the jar underneath so I don't make a mess. But this is the sand, and it's so much fun to play with. Look at that. Oh, that is so cool. Diagon Alley. All right, let's fill this up. This sand is too cool. I'm not gonna lie, I might have bought it so I could play with it. This this is just a good excuse. All right, so I dropped some more in here, and I liked when I did the kind of like that pulling drop method because it kind of gave it that cool texture in the jar. It might settle later on, but that's okay. I think it's such a cool idea to use kinetic sand in here because then you can always take it out and use it at a later time if you wanted to. If you have kids, this would be a great little activity to do, and you could put their kinetic sand in here and then add the label, and it makes it look cute on the shelf when you're not using it. And then you could always pick it up and start playing with it if you wanted to. So that's the kinetic sand in the jar. So this is one I will not be super gluing shut, so that way I can always open it up and use it again. All right, now we're gonna add the Mod Podge to the back of our label here. All right, so here is the label added. So cool. All right, I'm gonna add some Mod Podge to the top to seal it in. All right, that's what the added on there. It will dry up clear, which this one is completely dry now, so you can see it is clear. So now we have that added. Let's go ahead and add some twine to this one as well. All right, so I am happy with the amount that I wrapped around. I put it around quite a few times, and then now I'm going to super glue the back. All right, just a little. I use this little guy to kind of hold it down. All right, so I have that complete, and now we have some Floo powder. How cool, super easy. This is the second one, so easy, just a few steps. Now you can open this up and you could even use your Floo powder. Just grab a handful and then you're going to throw it down in your chimney, and you can travel to wherever you want that has the Floo network. But that is so cool. I love this Floo powder, and it's gonna look perfect on my potion shelf. So now we have 2 new pieces to add. Now let's go on to the next one, which is unicorn blood. All right, so for unicorn blood, we have these labels, which is another Etsy shop that I bought from. I believe they were also between like $3.99 or $4.99. Here is the unicorn blood label, but they have so many awesome ones as well that I will get to use later on. And these also come in a bunch of different sizes. So if maybe you have a different jar for the other ones, you can always print out that as well. Let's go ahead and cut out this one. Okay, so I have 2 other jars that I could add this label to. So I have this one or this one. I think it fits this one a little bit better, so I'm gonna go ahead and choose this one. Let's go ahead and add the label. And I know I'm adding the label like first or last. It really doesn't matter which way you want to do it. It's all like personal preference or whatever, like me. It's whatever step I felt like doing first. No rhyme or reason though. All right, so I added the Mod Podge to the back of this. All right, so let's go ahead and add it. All right, so that's it on top, very messy. I wish I wasn't that messy with it. At least it's gonna dry clear. Okay, so for this one, I'm gonna try something new, but I don't wanna pour all of this in there until I know it works. A little test by adding it to this cup, and then I'm gonna mix in some metallic silver paint to make the blood with and see if it mixes well. And this silver paint I got at the dollar section in Target, so that was nice. Mix it together and see what it looks like. Looks like unicorn blood. I only did a little bit just to test it. Didn't want to waste any. So I think it's gonna work. Let's go ahead and add the glue now to our jar. This is the clear Elmer's glue. All right, let's go ahead and pour this in. Okay, we need to put paint in, so let's stop right about there. Now we have our paint. Let's do about that and mix it and see what it looks like. All right, let's start mixing them. That looks so cool. You know which way would be an easier way maybe? Is like do half and like fill it halfway, add some paint, mix it, fill it again, mix it. That way it would go down to the bottom a little faster. It is getting there. All right, that is it all mixed in. That looks so cool, just like unicorn blood. I love it. Okay, so I filled it up to about here. I think I'm gonna keep that gap. That way if I want to mix it later on, I have enough room to do that. So let's go ahead, twist on our top. I like that I have a twist top, so I'm not really worried about it leaking or anything like that. like as in if it was a cork top. I love how this one turned out. So that was just clear Ella's glue and then a little bit of silver metallic paint. So even if you can't find one at like a Target or something, you don't have one of those near you, just find some silver acrylic metallic paint and that should work. And it has to be the clear Elmer's glue because there's like the white kind and I don't think it would work as well as this did. But I am so impressed with that. Now let's go ahead and add the twine to the top of this. And if you remember, we also have this cute little gem to add. So this is a little unicorn charm. It also has this little piece too, so there's a 2-piece set. I thought it was so perfect. I needed to add it. I found this in like the jewelry section of my local craft store, Michael's. So if I can find it online, I'll definitely link it, of course. But I thought that was so cute. Okay, let's go ahead and add it to it. So now I have the little charm added right here. I have it sitting kind of in the front. So I like this little position for it. I think that's such a nice touch. So now we just need to super glue the back down. All right, so now the unicorn blood is officially finished. See the back, you would never know. I super glued it down and I just love the little charm I added on here. One other little step you could do to go a little bit further and make this even more magical, add some melted silver wax to the top of this and have it kind of running down. I wish I had a silver one, I would totally add it. Maybe later on I could always do it at a different time, but this looks so cool. And this one was super easy. This one had just a little bit more steps than the first two, but these all have been so easy, not that many supplies, and you could easily make these yourself. So I am very happy. And then if you remember what Hagrid said about unicorn blood is that this can keep you alive even when you're only inches away from death, but you will have a half-life, a cursed life. This looks so cool. I am really happy with how all of these have come out. So let's show you up close. All right, here is an up close view of all 3 that we made today. So we've got our Phoenix Ashes, our Floo Powder, and then our Unicorn Blood. All right, now it's time for the bonus potion. So I have this really cute glass jar that my friend gave me and it broke. You can see the glass right here is broken off. So we are gonna super glue it back on. But she gave it to me so I can make a potion bottle out of it. So all you're gonna need for this potion is some rubbing alcohol that I got from 7-Eleven. You can get it pretty much anywhere, grocery stores, wherever. And also some gold acrylic paint, and I got this one out of the dollar section in Target as well. We're gonna make some Felix Felicis, or liquid luck, out of these 2 in this jar, and then I'll super glue it on so that way we don't have to worry about that broken piece. So I'll use my funnel to get this in here, and it kind of like fits just perfectly. It's like almost too big, but we'll make it work. Okay, so we have our funnel in, and hope we don't make a mess. So we're just gonna pour the rubbing alcohol. We'll fill it to right about there. All right, so we have the rubbing alcohol in, and I filled it in this much, just left a little gap in there so I can shake it up and still add some of the paint. All right, ready to add the paint in. Now shaking it up. I'm a little concerned with since we don't have a reliable top. All right, here I added the paint in. Let's shake it up and hope this works. All right, so I had to get the little wooden stick to help push it down. But look, it's mixing up. Okay. This looks pretty cool. Look how pretty that swirl is. Okay, so it is still stuck at the top here, which I don't like. So I'm trying to get it to fully mix in. I might need to use the stick again. Okay, so I couldn't get all that paint off. So what I had to do was I stuck this in here and I filled all of it up to the top to kind of rub off the sides, but still have a chunk right here that we'll just have to deal with for now. Maybe it'll break down over time, but I'm not sure. So now I'm gonna pour out some of that extra into a cup I have down here. So I have it filled to right here, if you can tell, and that's where that little like clump of paint still is, but the rest pretty much mixed really well. And now I have the top on, but I want that gap so I can still mix it up. and you can see that beautiful swirl. Oh, that's so pretty. And it really looks like liquid luck. And then also one thing to know about this, when you make it with the rubbing alcohol and the acrylic metallic-y type of paint, it will settle at the bottom when you're not using it or mixing it, but then it kind of looks like magic because it will go from like clear to this gold color or whatever color paint that you end up using. So it kind of looks like a magical color changing potion. So I think that's really cool, but it's so pretty. And now all I need to do is just add some super glue and keep this shut because it is broken and I don't want it to open up or spill anytime. Let's go ahead and add some super glue. All right, so I just added that to the edges and whatnot. And where the broken glass is, I just kind of want to put that perfectly back where it was. And there you have it, liquid luck. And that's how you can see, like at the bottom it does settle. So I'm thinking about adding a little bit of twine to it. Should I keep it at the top or at the bottom? And then I can add that charm we have. So here is that extra charm. It's so tiny. That came with the unicorn charm, and we could add it right to the potion and kind of have it dangling off here to the side, or I can bring it up and have it dangle from up here. I just ran this little charm through the twine here, and now I'm gonna wrap it around the bottle. All right, so I added some super glue to the bottle. All right, so this is it wrapped around, and then I added the little charm there in the middle. And this is the back side, so I just need to add some more super glue to get that down. And then I just use the back side of this wooden stick to push it down so my finger doesn't get stuck to the bottle. All right, that is the complete bottle now. I added those little finishing touches. I think it looks so adorable. There's the back side, still got that little clump, but we have it all super glued down. Let's give it a final whirl. Gorgeous. All right, so we have our final 4 potions, ingredients, Floo powder, everything, supplies to add to our potion shelf now. And I love how unique each one looks. All different bottles, all different colors. I just love these. So let me know if you guys are going to recreate these at home. They were so simple, easy steps, not that many supplies. If you wanted to recreate these, and definitely tag me in any of your pictures if you do post them, or send them to me in a direct message over on Instagram. I would love to see your recreations of these potions. But that is going to wrap up today's DIY. If you want to see me do more DIYs, let me know in the comments below. But as always, if you like this video, please give me a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on your bell notification so you're notified during my next video upload. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye!